13 Neighborhood and Environmental Influences. Several months after moving into their new home, Michael and Sarah were enjoying everything their neighborhood had to offer. They walked to a nearby park in the evenings, loved having restaurants just a few minutes away, and appreciated that their children's school was only a short drive from home. One Saturday morning, Michael looked across the street at another home that had just been listed. "It's almost identical to ours," he said. "Same floor plan, same builder, same size." A few days later, he noticed something surprising. The home sold for nearly $40,000 less than a similar model located only a few streets away. Confused, he asked his real estate agent, "How can two homes that are almost exactly the same have such different values?" The answer is one word: location. You've probably heard the old real estate saying, location, location, location. While it's a familiar phrase, there's a great deal of truth behind it. A property's location is one of the few characteristics that cannot be changed, and it often has a significant influence on market value. Appraisers don't evaluate a house in isolation. They evaluate how the property fits within its surrounding environment. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine two homes with identical floor plans in Mesa. One backs to a beautifully maintained community park with walking trails, mature landscaping, and mountain views. The other backs directly to a busy 6-lane roadway with constant traffic noise. The homes may be physically identical, but buyers often perceive them very differently. That difference in buyer preference is reflected in market value. This is why appraisers make location adjustments when comparing similar properties. Another important neighborhood influence is school districts. Here's where agents need to be careful. Many buyers ask, "Is this a good school district?" Rather than offering personal opinions, experienced Arizona licensees direct clients to objective resources, such as school district websites, state education reports, or independent research tools. This approach helps buyers make informed decisions while avoiding statements that could unintentionally violate fair housing laws. What agents can say is that market data often reflects buyer preferences for certain school attendance areas. If comparable sales consistently demonstrate higher prices within one district than another, the appraiser may recognize that difference when analyzing market value. The focus remains on market behavior, not personal opinions about schools or the people who live in a neighborhood. Accessibility also affects value. Properties located near major employment centers, freeways, airports, hospitals, shopping, and public transportation may appeal to many buyers because they reduce commuting time and improve convenience. At the same time, those same features may create negative influences. A home located immediately adjacent to a freeway may experience increased traffic noise. A property beneath an airport flight path may be less desirable to some buyers. A home located next to heavy industrial activity may appeal to fewer purchasers. Appraisers consider both positive and negative influences because buyers consider them as well. Environmental conditions are another important part of the analysis. Arizona presents several unique environmental considerations. Some properties are located within designated FEMA flood hazard areas, requiring flood insurance for certain federally backed loans. Buyers may factor the additional insurance cost into their purchasing decision. Other properties are located in areas with elevated wildfire risk, particularly in portions of northern Arizona and communities bordering national forests. Defensible space requirements, insurance availability, and wildfire mitigation efforts may all influence buyer perceptions. Water availability is another growing consideration throughout Arizona. In rapidly developing areas, long-term water planning, conservation efforts, and infrastructure improvements may influence future development and ultimately property values. Even natural features can increase value. Homes overlooking golf courses, lakes, mountain preserves, or protected desert open space often command premiums because those views are limited and highly desirable. Let's return to Michael and Sarah. After reviewing the sales, their agent explained why the nearly identical homes sold for different prices. The lower-priced home, backed to a busy collector street, experienced significantly more traffic noise and was adjacent to a commercial delivery entrance. The higher-priced home backed to open green space with unobstructed mountain views and no rear neighbors. Neither home was better. They were simply located in different environments, and buyers consistently demonstrated they were willing to pay more for one location than the other. Here's where many agents get into trouble. A buyer asks, "Is this a good neighborhood?" The agent responds based on personal opinion instead of objective information. Experienced brokers know there's a better approach. Rather than characterizing neighborhoods, agents should provide factual information about the property, direct buyers to reliable public resources, Encourage them to visit the area at different times of day and allow them to determine whether the location meets their own needs and preferences. This approach protects both the client and the licensee while promoting fair housing compliance. As we conclude this chapter, we've explored how economic conditions, government regulations, neighborhoods, and environmental influences all contribute to market value. In the next section, we'll turn our attention to the property itself by examining how physical characteristics such as age, condition, design, quality of construction, and deferred maintenance influence an appraiser's opinion of value. Broker tip: encourage buyers to visit a property more than once and at different times of the day and week. Morning traffic, evening activity, nearby commercial operations, school traffic, and neighborhood noise levels can vary significantly and may influence a buyer's long-term satisfaction with the property. Online discussion 1. Why can two nearly identical homes located in the same community have different market values? Answer: although the homes may have similar physical characteristics, location influences such as views, traffic noise, nearby amenities, proximity to commercial development, and neighborhood desirability can significantly affect buyer demand and market value. 2. How should a real estate agent respond when a buyer asks whether a neighborhood is good? Answer: rather than offering personal opinions, agents should provide objective information about the property and community, direct buyers to reliable public resources, and encourage them to visit the neighborhood themselves. This approach allows buyers to make informed decisions while supporting fair housing compliance. 3. What environmental factors might influence property values in Arizona? Answer: environmental factors may include flood hazard areas, wildfire risk, mountain or desert views, proximity to open space, water availability, traffic noise, airport flight paths, and other natural or man-made conditions that affect buyer preferences and marketability.